Anytime you want.
I'm the chair of this committee.
That's not how it
Ms.
works.
Stansbury,
Madam.
you're not recognized.
Madam Chairwoman, that is not how part of...
Ms. Stansbury, you're not recognized.
Gavel all day, but that's not how...
Pound the gavel over and over and try to keep from exploding. That's the day it was for Marjorie Taylor Greene. Hello, everybody. David Shuster here. Georgia Republican MTG, who chairs the House Subcommittee on Government Efficiency, held another off-the-rails hearing. And as the ranking Republican on the panel, Greene repeatedly had to eat crow on the GOP's behalf. It started when Democrats noted Donald Trump's dropping approval ratings, and Republican Tim Burchett of Tennessee suspended reality.
Chair Lady. I would remind members of both sides of the aisle that that President Trump's approval rating is soaring, and last I checked, congressional approval is not, and I think that bears witness.
Well, congressional approval is low, but Burchett's claim about Trump is absurd. And Texas Democrat Jasmine Crockett used a parliamentary maneuver to put the facts into the committee record.
Thank you, Chair Lady.
Madam Chair, I have a unanimous consent.
Without objection.
Thank you so much. This is just from a couple of hours ago. Trump pivots to distractions as polls show collapsing support for his agenda.
Without objection, so ordered.
The next one is Donald Trump's approval rating plunges in multiple polls.
Without objection, so
The next
ordered.
one, Donald Trump's approval rating. New polls show shakeup over Iran bombing.
Without objection, so ordered.
The next one, Trump's approval rating drops to term low amid Israel-Iran war.
Without objection, so ordered. I hope you're not reading the same thing from your phone, which it looked like. I now recognize.
clarification-
I now recognize Mr. Lynch from Massachusetts for 5 minutes.
I just want to clarify. I can give you the sources because
Mr. Lynch is recognized. Ms. Crockett, you're rudely interrupting Mr. Lynch's 5 minutes.
Well,
I've
Ms.
already said without objection, so ordered.
Okay, then there we go. And
Marjorie Taylor Greene, as committee chair, had no power to stop the Crockett articles from being entered into the record. All MTG could do was claim that Crockett was being rude. Whatever. The look on Greene's face as she had to sit there and take Crockett's receipts was priceless. For the record, as the Newsweek headline says, Donald Trump's approval rating falls to lowest point. The latest Gallup poll conducted between June 2nd and 19th among 1,000 adults shows that Trump's net approval rating stands at minus 17 points, with 40% approving and 57% disapproving. That is down from minus 10 in May, the previous lowest result recorded by Gallup. The poll had a margin of error of plus minus 4%. Meanwhile, the latest YouGov Economist poll conducted between June 20th through 23rd among 1,500 adults shows Trump with a net approval rating of minus 14 points, with 40% approving and 54% disapproving, down slightly from minus 13 last week. The poll had a margin of error of plus or minus 3.5%. The numbers show a major erosion in key voting blocks for Donald Trump, including younger men and people without a college degree. But at the hearing, Republicans repeatedly embraced the Trump government spending cuts that will hurt Republican voters the most. And Jasmine Crockett opened fire.
the reason that people like me say things like y'all are in a cult is because somehow people are abdicating their duties and abdicating the very people that put them into office. But I got 30 seconds. They've allowed this administration to steal congressionally approved money for cancer research and food delivery to vulnerable communities. They've allowed Elon Musk to infiltrate your medical records and banking data. They've allowed this administration to ignore court rulings, and now Republicans are here patting themselves on the back, literally arguing to make this chaos permanent. So Americans are going to continue to live through chaos and destruction that has been occurring ever since he swore in January. And I hope y'all remember who caused this, because it wasn't
the
just
gentlelady's time has
it was
expired.
Also the congressional Republicans.
The gentlelady's time has expired.
While Marjorie Taylor Greene, as committee chair, stayed relatively calm amidst the diatribe from her frequent Democratic nemesis Jasmine Crockett, the hearing soon went off the rails. Democrats noted that Donald Trump's budget cuts have already hurt America's veterans by slowing down VA waiting times, cutting benefits, and eliminating mental health phone lines. Democrats argued this was proof that Trump has actual disdain for military veterans, and Greene tried to respond with this.
The gentleman yields, no one
Madam
loves
Chair.
veterans more than President Trump, and he's made that apparent. That's why he's working for peace
Madam Chair,
right
Madam,
now.
it's
Madam
not
Chair.
your time right now.
I'm the chair of this committee.
That's not how
I'm the chair-
parliamentary procedure works.
You're not
Madam
recognized, Ms.
Chairwoman.
Stanberry.
You're not recognized
recognized.
either. You can't just speak anytime you want.
I'm the
That's
chair of
not
this
how
committee.
That's not how it
Ms.
works.
Congresswoman Stansberry was correct. The committee chair cannot just speak whenever she wants.
That's not how it
Ms.
works.
Stansberry,
Madam.
you're not recognized.
Madam Chairwoman, that is not how You
Ms.
can
Stansberry, you're
smash
not
your
recognized.
gavel all day, but that's not how
Ms. Stansberry, you're not
parliamentarians-
recognized.
We're going to get you a Robert's
Ms.
Rules of
Stansberry,
Order
you're
and
not-
the
A
committee
point of
so
order.
that
Stansberry, you're
you
not
can-
recognized.
so that you
Point of
can
order.
Understand parliamentary procedure.
Point of order.
Okay.
Point of order.
All right, Madam Chair, calm down.
Madam Chair, calm down. Ouch.
Let's move on.
Ms. Stansberry, you're not recognized. Point of order.
Madam Chair, I've got oh, I'm sorry, you had a point of order.
So,
Go ahead.
Madam Chair, can we decide who's going to speak first and we don't?
Absolutely. I'm the chair of this committee, and Mr.
I know
Gill,
that,
Mr.
but-
Gill from Texas is
you go.
recognized for 5 minutes.
There you
Madam
go.
And that was ranking Democrat Stephen Lynch doing the verbal equivalent of patting a 6-year-old on the head and saying, "Good job, you got it right." In this case, MTG decided who would speak next. Yes, the bar is low for Marjorie Taylor Greene's committee leadership. Anyway, this has been a rough week for Greene. On top of being a fish out of water and trying to guide a congressional committee, Greene has also been humiliated in a MAGA civil war over Iran. Greene opposed the U.S. attacks on Iran, and right after the strikes, she gave this analysis to Steve Bannon's War Room podcast.
We're entering a nuclear war, the World War III, because the entire world is going to erupt. And you want to know the people that are cheering it on right now? Their tune is going to drastically change the minute we start seeing flag-draped coffins on the nightly news, on Fox News that brainwashes all the baby boomers, and on CNN that brainwashes all the Democrat baby boomers. And that is exactly how this is going to go down.
Well, in the wake of the U.S. attack on Iran, there have been no flag-draped coffins on any cable or broadcast news show because not a single U.S. service member has been killed. Israel and Iran have embraced a ceasefire, and we are not entering a nuclear war or World War III. Of course, Marjorie Taylor Greene getting things spectacularly wrong is not new. She does it all the time. But clearly, Greene's failings seem to be getting to her. And every time a frustrated Marjorie Taylor Greene presides over a House subcommittee, the hearing goes off the rails, and Greene looks like she's about to explode. And sometimes she does. Democrats like Jasmine Crockett and Melanie Stansberry keep pushing Greene's buttons, perhaps in the hope that Greene will take the bait, go berserk, and maybe lose her committee leadership. In any case, the tensions and the MTG-led hearings are a sight to behold. By the way, the Trump White House is flipping out over a massive anti-Trump statue. Known as Dictator Approved, the statue stands 8 feet tall and features a gold-painted hand that is squashing the crown of the Statue of Liberty. According to a permit issued by the National Park Service, the creator said the work was a response to this, Donald Trump's military parade.
Are we close to seeing Mr. Kim here at the White House?
Could happen. I mean,
They talked about that yesterday
I would
with Mike
have him.
Pompeo?
Yeah, I think it's something that could happen. Yeah. Hey, he's the head of a country, and I mean, he is the strong head. Don't let anyone think anything different.
Right.
He speaks, and his people sit up at attention. I want my people to do the
Right.
same.
Check out that video at the link below. It generated a lot of comments on YouTube. One of the most popular is from JW, who wrote, "We are not his people," as he said on a hot mic. "I can't imagine how people voted for this again." I hear you. I look forward to reading your comments about Democrat Jasmine Crockett bringing the receipts and humiliating Marjorie Taylor Greene and other Republicans in a House hearing. I'm David Shuster. Thanks for joining us.